Yeah, I'm not saying 4-1, it's over, of course not. But 4-1 for Europe, that would be a very healthy advantage.
Yeah, and the pressure. Just think the pressure that gets taken off with that kind of lead, especially after the Reyes Cup performance. All right, the cue ball got kicked back. It's going to move quite a bit. Again, I think it's the fastest Mosconi table I've ever seen. One thing, you know, a little concerned for the Americans a little bit is I talked to a couple of them, you know, and, you know, it's easy to say, oh, you know, we're not getting any rolls, or maybe Europeans kicking a few balls in, you know, makes you think, here we go again, but you got to leave that behind. Take advantage when you have the advantage. It hasn't been much of that so far.
Woodward's 2 individual victories in 2024. He won the Pennsylvania Open. That's the Keystone State. This is a key match. The other tournament he won, the Big Time Classic. And boy, this is big time.
And you wonder about the challenge here against one of the straightest shooters on the planet. He's certainly not getting it back. That's the problem with this push out. Even though it may have been the one you needed, you're never getting it back at all. So, but he knew he couldn't roll out to a safety with all those balls down there. Eklent, again, one of the best in the world on the safety side of things as well. So he's going to challenge. Decided to play this safe instead. And that's the other reason why the push out is so tough in that regard, because if Kaçi doesn't like the offensive shot, he's always got the option for the safety. Now this will be a kick off the top rail.
Yeah, Kaçi had so much room for error there, so many obstructing balls.
Exactly, that's why he almost needed to roll out to more of a double kiss on the 2 somehow. This is going to creep. This cue ball is going to creep. Probably the short cue here, maybe.
You're right, though, Jeremy. The slickness of this bed is extraordinary how quick it is.
Yeah, well, like Carl and I got to play a few games yesterday, just checking a few things out on the table and whatnot. And I couldn't believe how fast it was. And it's always fast, don't get me wrong, but it seems like it's a bit more. Tell you an interesting thing, though. I don't think we had that from USA, where it was different on the lineups. I'll let Kaçi shoot, and then I'll explain. But unless my short-term memory isn't too good, I don't think Team USA was set up on their lineup where any one player got to play 2 matches in a row today. And I always kind of like that myself, putting one of my players in that position. Hard to get beat twice. You get a little time on the table.
Given the severity of the middle pockets, that was a fine pot.
Yeah, very good. And now for his next trick, the 3-9 combination is not easy.
Attention, please.
Now, can he shoot this somewhat freely and hold the cue ball behind the pink 4? That way, if he misses it, the 3 goes up table, maybe. Yeah, and you see he kind of forced the safety there. That's why he stunned it heavy. Probably caused more of a miss. Notice where he cut the 9 so he could move the cue ball left. And the thing is, it kind of made the shot very low percentage trying to play the safety as well, and then the 3 gets double kissed and opened up for Kaçi.
Yeah, the 9 he was trying to part in the end came back to haunt him.
Now, some might say this is going to land on the rail and get awkward. This is going to get a little awkward. Good thing for Kaçi, he can play a kiss shot on the 5-9. He doesn't have to play a combination. But a lot of people would say, Phil, just go one way or the other on that combination. Just go ahead and play safe and lock him up for sure, or go ahead and attack the combo. Don't shoot in between. Okay, he wants to get a little bit straightish. That makes it more of a natural coming off the left side of the 5, his left, to kiss the 9 in with the cue ball.
All about experience, this, all about imagination.
Yeah, and this is just a lot of feel. It's all about speed and how heavy he hits the 5. Catches the 9 thick, he could go through and scratch.
In fact, it was the same as the tattoo on his neck. Perfection. Eklent Kaçi looks unrecognisable from the player who performed appreciably below his best in the Reyes Cup. This is not Manila, but this is Orlando. And the smile has returned to his face.
Yeah, Abby, we were talking in the opening of this match, you know, that she thought this would be the true test to see where Kaçi's at. But from my eyes and what I've seen so far, he looks like he's informed to me. I know he had a rough Reyes and then a rough trip to Asia, period. But from what I've seen so far, he looks in tune.
Yeah, because you're right to say about that rough trip to Asia. Apart from the Reyes Cup, he was out very early in the Hanoi Open and played poorly to be eliminated. Sometimes you can play well and your opponent just plays the lights out, but Kaçi was nowhere near his best. As the Americans continue to fly that stars and stripes, hoping that things will turn around. Tell you what though, yesterday at the press conference, the way he was so chipper, he was so full of himself, which is unlike Kaçi. He's normally quite a reserved kind of figure. I just got the impression he'd been playing a lot, he'd got a lot of confidence, and that's shone through today.
No, 100%. I said that in the opener also. He was a bit chirpy for him, more than you maybe ever hear him talk in that kind of setting. And so he obviously felt like he could back it up, and so far he has.
Team Europe to break, leading by 1 rectangle.
It doesn't mean a lot in a race to 5. But if you look at Kaçi's individual CV, it is a little superior to that of Woodward.
Catching both the knuckles, the blue 2's up there by itself. That's always a good sign.
There's a phrase in England, Jeremy, have it. I'll tell you what, those balls had it there. Wow.
Yeah, they took their places here. This is going to set up for another break and run for the big man. Of course, there's a lot of work out there, but very playable rack.
No stranger to breaking and running tonight, even in the team match. He broke and ran in rack 4 against Tyler Steyer.
Trying to get a little more out of the cue ball. Plus, he didn't want to have much angle on the 3 from distance. You see Team Europe there.
The extension, please.
given the atmosphere, the hubbub at the Mosconi Cup, and let's face it, the immense pressure, the unique pressure. There's no such thing as a roadmap, but this is a very, very nice run out.
Yeah, it seems like on day one, for some reason, we seem to get some of the better layouts, and then as the cup goes on, they seem to get tougher. I don't know how and why that is. Maybe the racking area gets a little beat down, and maybe the balls don't open quite as much.
I will say this though, Jeremy, and I think you will concur with what I'm going to say. I think as far as first days go, the standard, general standard on display has been very good.
Really good, yeah. And again, it sets up to be, you know, quite the opposite at times with everything going on. And we talked about the really fast table. Of course, the pockets are pretty snug. And just the pressure of the Mosconi itself. But you can tell just not only, you know, what he's doing each rack and not making many mistakes, if any, but how he's hitting the ball, right? You can just see it if you know the game. Just hitting the ball much more crisp.
And the one thing you can rely on with Eklent Kaçi, he's a tremendous cueman.
Oh, yeah. He's so good at cueing that you kind of forget how great he is in other areas as well. He's one of the best kickers in the game, really good safety player, and very good under pressure. I think it's the Mosconi that really made him better. If you remember him when he was a little younger, it was a little more rigid, the stroke was, and you know, it didn't really add up for the slick table, trying to pound the ball around on all shots. I think it was the Mosconi that really kind of cleaned things up for this guy.
In goes the 9, Eklent Kaçi, hoping to turn things around from what happened at the Reyes Cup when he was decidedly below par. But there was one golden moment. In fact, there was a couple of golden moments. Golden breaks always energise the crowd. It certainly did there, and again here. Straight into that side pocket. No messing. I always think, Jeremy, when you see a golden break, what would happen if the entire Mosconi Cup was decided on a golden break?
Well, you got to believe it's going to happen one of these days. You know, one of the major events as well. We talked about it at Hill Hill. I think it was Hill Hill there in Jeddah that Carl couldn't even watch the final break because he didn't want to see a golden break, you know, between Federer and Kaçi.
Well, over the last few years, we have actually been close to a golden break when it really matters.
Yeah.
As you say, it's only a matter of time. It always seems a little unfair, but it's great theatre.
Yeah, it's just part of the game. I mean, it's something. That's something when you win the game. You know, on tour we play winter break. Of course, here we're alternate break, which makes perfect sense. But get a little bonus, get a little chance to get a quick win.
So Woodward's win on the lag has been annulled, if you like. He's 2-0 down. Desperately needing to convert this break into something tangible. Well, the 2 is on. It's in mid-table, but it's tough.
Yeah, the cue ball got another little kiss here. I think it was going to end up near that rail. So maybe that kiss actually opened up the cue ball a little bit. Could bank this away. 2 rails up towards the 6 and drop the cue ball 1 rail behind the 7-9, using the 3-4 as maybe some kind of blockers. Could attack as well. Yeah, that's the shot I liked. He didn't get the 2 pass, but he got the cue ball where he wanted.
Welded against the 7.
Yeah, and he's going to have to play for the spread here, which is something that does happen. The cue ball kind of opens up when you're going into the rail from a lot of angle.
Extension, please.
Oh, this is difficult. You also may have to hit this quite easy to let it open up.
No blame can be apportioned for taking his extension. A European supporter in the minority.
He just wants to bump this, I think. He actually got it to spread too much. Phil didn't expect that. Watch the arc of the cue ball right there. Just narrowly missing the 2.
Yeah, regardless of the hook, top of the priority list is always to make contact.
Yeah, talk about another one that lays nicely.
A couple of years ago, Jeremy, when it seemed as though USA had got momentum, Skyler missed a simple 5-ball, I recall.
Yeah, it was against David Al-Kaidi. Al-Kaidi made an incredible out. Though he jumped the ball in, went around table, played the rail first on the 8. It was just what an out he made.
That's the harsh nature of the Mosconi Cup. You see so many wonderful shots, and yet the ones we remember are always the big mistakes, the big errors, the blunders.
Yeah, now this ball came down and got just funny. He can't go forward because of the 9, and he's not straight enough to draw on a line, so he's got to kind of move it. This gets over to the rail, which it may. This could get awkward, and that's what I mean. It's the type of Mosconi, you're going to try and play great position, but you got to be ready to make some tough balls because everyone's going to get out of line. That's just how the table's playing.
No exaggeration, this is one of the most critical shots of the entire session for me.
I agree. He may play it to the opposite corner just because the way he's cueing and he can move the ball a little easier. So if you're looking at the screen, he's going to your top right corner pocket. Probably with a high ball.
Excellent from Woodward, excellent. Skyler Woodward, but going forward, given Kaçi's form, Captain America will need to be a superhero to salvage this point.
Do what you want, I came to win. You have arrived in the middle of a dream. Whoa, roll the dice and we can begin.
If you want to make it, then you can take it, but you better get in the zone.
This is the nightcap, and this is a shot that Skyler Woodward had to make. The 8 was right into the middle of the pocket. Very well played with position attached. Of course the 9 followed, and now Woodward trails Kaçi. Only 2-1. During the interval, we had a dance-off. Breaking news, I didn't win, and Jeremy didn't either.
Yeah, I'm going to stay in my seat, I think. But, yeah, a lot of them having fun out there. It's only day 1. It's going to get a lot crazier.
Take it back now, y'all. 2 ups this time. 2 ups this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps.
Yeah, all kinds of genres out there. It's sort of like hybrid line dancing. Where's Billy Ray Cyrus when you need him?
Yeah, the drinks are flowing. People having fun.
Try to settle down, play team. Full break, Team Europe to break, leading by 2 extra 1.
Now then, Eklent Kaçi wants to lead Skyler Woodward a merry dance. And a good break here would help in that regard.
Two ball got contained on the bottom end as the cue ball got kissed up table. Now Kaçi's not going to get in any hurry here. Going to make sure he plays the shot he wants to play, or the best shot anyways.
Another one of those tables, Jeremy, where there are ample blockers.
Yeah, I'm kind of figuring out which one I like. I wonder if he cuts the 2 and brings the cue ball up by the pink, or is he going to bank the 2? It looks like he's banking the 2 and sliding the cue ball behind the green 6. Oh, wow. He didn't kill the ball, though. He cut it too much, obviously, but you know what we always say, just get the snooker feel. He was going for the devastating snooker, trying to sneak the cue ball up on the back of the 6, and he let it get away.
Yeah, in the tactical department, that was uncharacteristically sloppy.
Yeah, and again, just like playing position, the table being so slick, it doesn't take much for something to look like a very bad blunder. He's going to get over the 8 here. Maybe he can cue it. The 3 did roll a bit more. Smart play, just going into the 3-8 area with the cue ball. Needs this to slow down. I don't think it's gonna. Just enough angle.
Now this 5 is by no means a gimme. Billy Thorpe, the future's so bright he's got to wear shades.
Does he go back and forth here?
Skyler Woodward, the only member of Team USA with a winning singles record in the Mosconi Cup. Played 17 before this, won 9, lost 8. In all Mosconi Cup matches, whether it be team, double, singles, he has the best win percentage of anyone on the team, and he's a former MVP. Star from Kentucky, now based in Texas, will not be messing up here. Fair to say, Kaçi's safety was messed up, and this is the consequence. Of this match to Eklent Kaçi, but he's won the next 2, and now the last point of the day. It's wide open. It's normally the captain going out there to encourage his players. This time the players go out to encourage the captain. It's a very different dynamic, Jeremy, to have a playing captain.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I was on many teams that had playing captains, and it's definitely different than just having a regular captain without the playing part of it. But I think Skyler's a good fit for it, and I think Jason's a great fit for it. So, and I think also, if you had another captain, I think they would have been hard-pressed, even though Jason and Skyler didn't make it off points. I think it would have been hard-pressed for them to not pick those 2 guys, respectively, for their team. So I think all in all, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think both, given their Mosconi Cup credentials in past years, would have been pretty much a lock. So a minimum of 3 racks left in this session, a maximum of 5. How will it go? If Europe win, they will be in a very powerful position overnight. If the Americans win, Skyler Woodward and his team will have every reason to be encouraged. Will he be the daddy in this one?
Well, again, with all that talking, there's his oldest right there, still young, Dax. He has a little sister now, Crystal. Really fun kids. There she is. Go ahead.
That's the newest addition to the Woodward family, as you say, Jeremy. And I think she's enjoying herself.
Oh, yeah, she's a happy baby. I got to hold her the other night and meet her the first time at Thanksgiving, and she was a lot of fun. But you kind of feel like after all the chirping yesterday between these 2 at the press conference, it being the last match of the day, I feel like it's going to go hill-hill. The pink 4, no, he's got 2 pockets, I think. So figure him to shoot. little bit of awkward cueing there over the pocket with the cue ball. Does he have to elevate? Can he level out and knock the 2 in? If he plays to the upper left, I think he levels out maybe, but that's the corner you want to shoot this at. He's going to elevate. He's going to try and maybe go into the 9 or slide between the 8 and 9 maybe.
In the end, didn't really threaten the pocket. And it only takes one misjudgment to radically shift momentum.
Yeah, he got pretty fortunate to get awkward cueing here for Eklent. That being Skyler. It makes this a very missable ball. Doesn't appear he doesn't want to roll it. Yeah, he didn't want to roll the ball. You can't blame him. Wanted to put a little more speed hitting down on the ball. Made the pocket just that much smaller. He's going to play rail first. Watch out, 8-ball. Watch out, 8-ball. How fast is that table? Wow.
As we go around the world with the World 9-Ball Tour, it would never enter your head to think about a possible snooker there. But this playing surface is so quick. Woodward here looking very good to take the lead.
Yeah, he fell a little straight, so he's just going to pinch this back a little bit, take the shot on the 5.
The crowd nervous. They appreciate the crucial nature of this match. Silence descended there, and you can't say that too often about this evening.
No, it was like earlier. I think it was Federer shooting a 9 in that doubles match where you could hear a pin drop. Could have got a little better here. May end up coming in and getting a little thin on the 8. If he can hold there, that'd be ideal.
That cue ball just keeps trundling on, but it stops in the nick of time.
I really like Skyler's pace around the table. I think that's going to set him up really well for the rest of the week as well also.
Woodward won the lag, we wondered whether it would be of importance. Well, it certainly is now. He needs 2 racks, and he's got 2 breaks.
Yeah, we'll see how Eklent responds here shortly when he breaks off in game number 6. But yeah, 3 on the spin there for Sky Woodward.
It's one of those tournaments, Jeremy, that you can never really classify as being like anything else. We go to a lot of tournaments around the world throughout the calendar year. But now, can he make sweet music in rack 6? Unashamed. At most tournaments it would be a groan of sympathy, of empathy. Here, the vast majority of the crowd are loving it that the cue ball went in. From what was otherwise a very good break, actually.
Yeah, I mean, when it goes one rail across in the side, it's usually on you. That one went twice cross side. So I wouldn't be that upset at himself anyways, that being Eklent, but pretty good timing for Captain America and Team USA. Looks like he fell pretty perfect here. Has a little bit of an angle. I think he can avoid the 9 when drawing the ball a bit. Maybe not. Maybe he can't avoid the 9, actually.
Where we are, the coast isn't too far away. To the east, you've got the likes of Daytona Beach, Cocoa Beach. To the west, Sarasota, Tampa, Bradenton. Right now, even though we're inland, Woodward is on the crest of a wave.
Watch it. This ball will draw easy, and now from nowhere, you may have to play this a shot that you don't play very often. Drawing a cue ball with inside running spin. Don't know if he can go forward and get to the bottom rail. I don't think so. See where the tip drops on the cue ball. If it goes to the lower end, I think he's going to draw to the side cushion. Yeah. Maybe go 3 rails at the 7.
Emotions running high. Apologies if I'm correct. You can maybe hear some swearing in the crowd. Again, apologies. You can hear nothing now. But in a few seconds' time, when this formality of a 9-ball goes in, the roof of the convention centre at the Cariboyal Resort will be lifted. I tell you what, that nearly missed. That could have been so embarrassing for Skyler Woodward. I'm surprised it went in. On days 2, 3 or 4, that might well have stayed on the table. He is so relieved. That's the prevailing emotion right now. What a turn of events. Okay, it's 4 racks on the trot. But that was a wake-up call for Woodward. Don't take anything for granted. He caught so much jaw, Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm very surprised it actually fell. It's pretty thick on that side cushion there.
The fact remains, though, it did fall eventually. Almost on his knees, Skyler Woodward. But not on his knees in the match. He was 2-0 down, now he leads 4-2. The self-styled hillbilly of pool is on the hill. If Skyler Woodward has a dream tonight, it might turn into a nightmare if it involves this 9-ball. Because I tell you what, it was a fraction away from being one of the most extraordinary mistakes in the history of the Mosconi Cup. What a difference, 3-3 and 4-2. Woodward, Jeremy, would never have forgiven himself.
Yeah, I think he probably thought he missed it when it first hit the pocket. I don't know what was going through his brains. You know, it was a quick moment, of course, but yeah, that's a fun one now that we can talk about, but maybe not so fun if it stands.
Well, just to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of a professional golfer missing a 6-inch putt.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
It was a certainty, and yet it wobbled and wobbled and finally relented.
Well, here's those 2 breaks you were talking about, the first of them here in rack number 7.
Great atmosphere in here. The 2,500 people don't want the party to end, but they don't want Eklent Kaçi to mount a fight back, so they're conflicted. So often in Mosconi Cup matches you see a shift in momentum. Rarely do you see two shifts though. That's what Kaçi requires.
I think that cue ball is going to be gone maybe. Even if he's partially snookered here, I think he can go rail first and play the 2. So the cue ball may have been starting to hook towards that side a little bit, so who knows. But if you remember the safety he went for, Kaçi, and opened the door on that, tried to get him kind of cute behind the 6, I think it was, and everything's changed since then, it seems like. The scratch on the break, of course, a little unlucky there, but
all players have their strengths and their weaknesses. This kind of shot, if he does take it on, is definitely one of Woodward's strengths.
Well, you know, in American pool, we have different size tables, right? 7-footers. It's played on a lot in America, kind of like the English 8-ball tables. And anything that's tricky, he's just such a master. Those kind of different kind of tricky shots come up all the time on the 7-footers with not much space. And he just dominates on that table. He's probably the best player in the world maybe on that table. And all the little tricky shots he knows.
And the great thing about that was the side he applied to coax it in actually helped in terms of position on the 3.
Yeah, and we're not saying roadmap officially this week, I don't think, but these lay nice after that splendid 2-ball.
Yeah, this is country roads, take me home.
That's right. Minimal cue ball movement overall. That's how you really kind of determine the rack. Nothing near the rail.
When you're a playing captain, you need to lead by example. That's what Woodward is doing right here.
Yeah, he should come up for the side pocket here. Now he has lots of options. I wouldn't draw the ball much myself. Just a little bit maybe. Don't want it to get away somehow with the adrenaline going.
Remember, Woodward was 2-0 down. Kaçi was playing nicely. What a turnaround. And after what happened last time, he will give this 9-ball all due care and attention.
Yeah, I think he'll smooth this one in a little bit.
Skyler Woodward. The sky is the limit for him when he plays like that. When he's playing for the flag, he can be inspirational. 5 years on from being most valuable player at the Mosconi Cup. This time he's the captain. And he's hit the heights. As predicted, take me home, country roads. Both teams have got a lot to be positive about after this evening. Yes, Europe lead 3-2. They've won 8 consecutive sessions in the Mosconi Cup. But the USA have won both singles and they're only 1 behind. Let's throw it over to Ashley.
Captain America, Skyler Woodward leading by example, giving your family a little kiss and a cuddle. I'm sorry to interrupt. Oh, cheers everyone. Where's my one? Go on then, quick. A little sip. Savouring every moment, and I don't blame them. Cheers, Team USA! It's absolutely carnage, and that is why we love the Mosconi Cup. Skyler, come and have a quick chat before you can celebrate with your team. 2 racks down, and you managed to beat Eklent Kaçi 5-2. What's going through your mind right now? What a relief that must be.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm down 2-0, but it's alternate break, and I won the third game, and I just had to use our sixth man here, the crowd. Get y'all into it. Let's go USA. Get loud, that we need y'all. Keep it going.
We saw some uncharacteristic errors from your opponent, and it just gave you an opportunity to really capitalize tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure, and that's, I mean, I'm trying to play my best, but I'm also trying, to use the crowd where there's so many people here and everybody's so loud. I'm just, I'm trying to keep everybody in it, and let's keep it going and keep the pressure on them.
They absolutely love you. They're going to USA, and I'm not surprised. It's only day one, and we've got day two to look forward to. What can we expect from you tomorrow?
Yeah, y'all just wait till you see day two.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it does feel like we've got a lot to look forward to on day two. Skyler Woodward said before that match that he was the perfect player to come in under those pressurized circumstances, and it certainly proved to be the case. But Carl, that 9-ball in the penultimate rack, my goodness, did he get away with one there?
He's just giving me the bow and arrow. He's stealing my moves now as well. Listen, what a performance that was from the captain. Under severe pressure, 3-1 down. He knows if Europe win that point and go 4-1, day two would be very difficult. But, that's give his players a lot of hope and belief. And, he was 2-0 down in that match. And to come back and win against Kaçi the way he did. And I think the crowd played a big part. When Kaçi had that long 2-ball when he was jacked up, the crowd were on his back and he was sort of up and down, and he ended up missing it. And Skyler Woodward played very, very well indeed.
Yeah, and the table is playing very, very fast. It doesn't leave a lot of margin for error, does it?
No, they always do, these TV tables. And, if you've never played 9-ball pool, you probably don't realise how fast the equipment is. And when you're under pressure, that cue ball just never seems to stop, and it can make it hard work.
And at 3-1 down, Team USA, it still felt like they had the right spirit, the right cohesion within this squad. It feels very different this year, doesn't it? It feels like this really is going to go all the way down to the wire.
Yeah, without a doubt. But, listen, without performances like that and winning them points, it could have been Europe 4-1 over, America on day one, and that would have been a big, tall order, wouldn't it? I know they can still come back, but 3-2, everyone kind of felt it were going to be 3-2 either way on day one, and that was just a massive point.
And when it comes to Team Europe, I'm sure you don't need reminding, but in the Reyes Cup, it took until the final day for Team Europe to win a singles match. They've lost both of the singles matches again today. Do you see that as any concern?
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know, obviously Jason Shaw's not played himself on day one. Obviously Captain America, Skyler Woodward has done. Shaw looks like he's playing really well. I'm sure we're going to see Jason Shaw play singles tomorrow, but listen, 3-2 overall, I think it's a fair result.
And for Mickey Krause, of course, we know he's the rookie. He undercut a few shots, didn't he, in both of the matches that he played in. Is that a concern for him going forward?
Listen, I think, Mickey Krause, he played quite patient. I think Jason Shaw's been sort of working on that. This one table setup does play a lot different to other tables. He lost the cue ball quite a lot. He scratched in the top left corner. And in the end, he just showed a little bit of an experience on certain shots. But listen, he'll be back for doubles.
Yeah, let's have a look then at all of the results that we have seen so far today. And it is Team USA who have picked up the final point to make it 3-2 to Europe going into day two. Team Europe getting off to the perfect start with that 5-1 win in the team match. Then Tyler Steyer picking up USA's first point with a 5-3 victory over Mickey Krause. And Skyler Woodward, what a superb comeback that was, because Eklent Kaçi was looking really good early on, a 5-9 combo, taking a 2-0 lead. But Skyler Woodward from there found the inspiration to get over the line. And we're going to do it all again tomorrow. Make sure you come and join us from 6 p.m. on Sky Sports for the second day of action here at the 31st edition of the Mosconi Cup on Sky Sports Plus, 6 p.m. as I've just said. Well, we all expected it to be tight. We expected it to be tense. It's certainly proven to be that way. And it was Skyler who secured the final point of the session for the States.